Alright. We're starting at 11 again. It feels like every day I wake up, I fall down to 11. But that means we're close to the top, so let's try to get there. The rare is kinda good, and the colors I want to be in. But then again, the OT might be just better if we want to go down that route. Exhale is a more flexible pick. So probably taking Exhale here, because that leads us either into like some 5-color lane. Can play it, and Mardo, it's rough to pass the Voti though, because if you are in Boros or Mardo, I think the Voti is a better card. But I like drafting everything now. Okay, Descendant, one of the best 1-drops. With Exhale, we could also go the Dragon route. So I think it's either Roiling Dragonstorm on Descendant. I'm on Descendant here. I think the best decks are still the Hyper Aggro decks. Detainment, the land. Okay, there's a Globe, which would be a really good pick if I took the Roiling Dragonstorm. The Dragon, we still go JESKAI. I do really like the land, but maybe it's just the Detainment. I have won so many games by just having that in the deck though. But I think priorities first. Okay, JESKAI Monument, but if we're doing this, we just gotta take the King Guard. That's just how this works. Could still end up in JESKAI, because at least on a macro scale, the JESKAI cards are there. And this is now closed. Sweep is just a really good card, a 2-for-1 removal even in Boros, but we could play the Siege and it works with this plan really, really well. In case we end up in JESKAI. If you go Hyper Aggro often, you just don't even want to splash. Then you'd rather have this or Duelist. But this is maybe a speculation pick. Especially because we saw so many JESKAI cards. And often the 4-mana one is just better anyhow, and you don't need to splash it. The +1 and make a token. So this lets us splash Mardu cards. Medium Trick, Artisan lets us, I guess, just splash. We could go green-white. The land is sometimes fine. Land would help us splash the dragons, but the land has been awkward because it doesn't fix for your main cards. Often you don't get that many dragons also in JESKAI. Wow, Relic late. But here we take a land. I don't know what to do with the Relic with this start. We will have to abandon a lot of stuff. Well, we needed to abandon then these two and go like 5 colors, and Siege is kind of random in those decks. I do like rebuff if we go blue main, but let's take a land here. I think it's safer. So there's a JESKAI land. Okay, at least the JESKAI mana is insane here. So Dragon. Another Dragon. Just take the... These are all fillers. Stack might be the best for like an aggro deck. Well, yeah, Sunshield is playable, but a pretty mediocre card. Okay. I think if we go JESKAI, I'd rather, like, with what we have right now, I'd rather have a creature over Exhale. So blue-white tempo. Even though Exhale is debatably a better card, but especially with Siege, we want to be more creature dense. Also, this draws a card each turn. Technique is good. Messenger is okay. I don't like Technique, but I'll take a Messenger. Another creature. So in case you switch red main, the Duelist is a good card. Playable as well. So these are also all options. Okay, now we get the red Siege, but there's also Rush. Well, this is more splashable. Sharpshooter, Rush are also great. Funny as these two Sieges are kind of sick together. They are a little bit costly. This leaves us more open. Our mana is great, and it feels like blue is easier to go now, even though we could switch into red main, and then these two cards are just pretty insane. Okay, double Siege action. That's fun either way. This is a better Siege for early game. The Frostcliff is better late game because a single pump can straight up win. Okay, we cannot do that. Even though it's an excellent card, but goes into a completely different deck. Easy King Guard. It's our 2-drop that we're guaranteed gonna play, because I think whatever we do... Well, we could go blue, red splash, white, but that's way harder. Especially with our creatures right now. Obviously, Monument is also good, but we don't want to go too expensive. These are already tempo inefficient. Monument is tempo inefficient. Okay, so I'll divide it like this, because I don't know if we're going red or blue, but let's see what we get more. Yeah, green also seems to be there. So here just the dragon. I don't think we want to overcomplicate it. There's a JESKAI devotee, but that means we cannot be blue main, but we could be red main, which is maybe the route we want to take now. Because it does up the mana. It's a slightly better card than the dragon in this deck, if you ask me. But we do lose the climber. And that's all we lose, and maybe the dragon potentially. But our quality is decently good here. This is like a safer pick, but okay, I'll go with the OT here. I think it makes sense. I got punished a little bit, even though we could still play that card. There's nothing else either way. Like with good mana, we could still play that card pretty easily. Okay, Sage is actually in an aggro deck is kinda good. Should I take the Sage? Because we're that one we can guarantee splash. But the Appraiser is. How committed are we to red main? I'm actually gonna take the Sage. I think in an aggro deck, this card actually makes sense. Okay, do we get Dawnbringer anyhow? Funny is Blade with Climber if we want to do that. But Blade might wheel here. Or we will see another. Okay, so there's a land, but there's a sweep. I think it's a sweep here. Especially now that if we go JESKAI devotee route, which is still kind of up to debate, but it does make the mana better. And also, again, the wind crack siege is way better if you're main red-white. There's a land anyhow now. Third land, then we have to consider maybe not taking too many tap lands, because we are an aggro deck at the end of the day. So alt-right can be good still. I don't think we need a third messenger that badly. Or the second messenger, sorry. Not getting anything back right now. Try it. I don't know. Okay, there's a blade in case we want it. JESKAI Monument, that's a good one. Okay, so we're getting some stuff back. And this we could play if we go blue main, which we have more cards, so... We'll see what... Because the Kratis seems really cut. White seems also kind of cut, but okay. We are where we are. Yeah, now I kind of like the Climber and Blade idea. Maybe that's too cute. Ooh, on a double splash. What are we passing? We're passing a King Guard. It's rough to double splash. We would have to be blue-red main, so I don't think that's possible here. Even though this card is stupid if you get a mana. Sometimes just win. So we make a discipline pick. Yeah, that's rough, but okay. Dragon or Detainment. I really like the Dragon, by the way, but Detainment does... It's a removal count. I'll take the Dragon. Removal, we're low on removal. We have these three, but okay. And then a Mardu Siege, but here's a Rush. And now we want to go back to this. I mean, the drafts like that happen in this format. We do have a land, but I don't think... Like, we already have 2 Sieges. Well, the Assault works with kind of both, but I mean, these are two non... they don't produce creatures, but the other one does. Like, Rush is such a good card. Cannot really pass that. Even on the splash here. There's a Mardu Monument. But just take a sweep. Sweep and JESKAI is just gas. Could just play Climber still. Because then Blade is actually a decent inclusion. Okay, so now we have the same pick again, but we're gonna take the Attainment here. Or double Dragon. I think it's just Attainment. It's a little bit awkward because these spells are expensive. Okay, Strike here. Elder is good as well. If we would go blue, but... Can we play this? We can play it, but we don't have anything big. So I'm just slamming the Elder here. Duelist, if we go red, we're not a hog deck. this an artisan deck? It's not like there's much. Okay, we have one hawk. We need two. Doesn't get that many removal spells back. But it's still a flyer. Okay. So I think I'm starting with this base and then we see where we go. This is almost enough playables either way. 19. Maybe that blue is better. Then basically these two are on the splash, but we lose the vote. These three are on the splash with decent mana actually. I mean, both sieges are on the splash then. But it feels like it's gonna be easier having this devotee early, and maybe then duelists are fine if we're aggro. Monument, and since we have cantrips, probably 16 lands. So let's figure out the mana first. 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 8 plus monument. Probably need only one blue in this case. Which means we're at 16 lands plus monument. That's good. Plus the cantrips, or sweeps at least can cantrip. 4, 5 with the vote. 6 with monument, 6 blue. And then we have interesting decisions here. Could play something like that to recoup. Fire Rim is probably alright in this deck. Even something like Artisan fits the curve actually. Well, Welterite we probably play because the duelists either way. I could just play the Climber. It's actually not that bad. Well, but then I want the Blade. And Blade is K-ish with the Siege. But oh wait, Artisan with Welterite kind of fits the curve. And then just add maybe the summons or the Fire Rim. I'll go summons. Okay, that's a keep. It's a decent keep. Devotee does fix for a messenger. Why am I playing messenger again? Well, it's not that bad as a flyer. I guess we just go that and hope we get the messenger next turn. Also need creatures either way in this deck. Yep. It's close. I think we want to trade. We're not gonna double spell anytime soon. And we have the mana right now. More efficient. It's weird, but I think we kill it like that. Then we can double spell. If we get a land. It's kind of rough missing land drops. Okay, that's fine. Come on, land. Okay, this punishes that trade, but okay. It's like keeping the detainment. I could just... No, but this reaches. I'll just kill it. Because now if we get a land, we don't need to double spell, we can just sweep either way. Wait, mono fortress? Okay, now we're double spelling. Mono fortress. The land is rough for late game. Yeah, the camel, what a card. Bro, we can't get the lands. We want to get rid of the 4-3 either way because the dragon wants to attack eventually, but have this now. So they do outcard us if the game goes too long. Here we could just block also. It's not like these are attacking really. Bro. Oh, they couldn't get an enchantment, yeah. But that is rough. They are on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. We're on 3. Okay, they get 1 attack in. Yay! But cannot do anything else this turn. Two damage for 1 damage, still not worth it, right? Get red. Not discarding for 2 cards. Okay, opponent needs to... Well, that's not really a wave. That was a sick draw. I'm tilting now. Some blocking if they use that, that's fine. Now we cannot really attack. Gotta go this first. Okay, so I'm gonna force them to use it. They're just drawing too well. But that's impossible. I mean, it's impossible with... I don't know. Either way. I guess that because it deals the most damage. But this is just unlucky. I know I'm complaining and grumpy, but... I wanna cry. I can tap that down. Hope we get a spell, but then they just kill the spell. We take 3. I could attack, but then this kills it, so we just die. I guess here it's... but then we lose it. We want them to not have a target this turn. Even though that's sorta terrible. That might be okay. We block 1. We attack for 3. Okay. 2 turns. Come on, whiff open now. It's not a whiff. Double top. But they kinda wanna use that, right? I mean, it's not that necessary, I guess. There's a sorcery, so... Come on. No way. Okay, land. Land is fine. They double top, but hopefully it's just a creature. Removal, we still... Well, a pump gets us, but what can you do? I mean, we probably gotta do this. Five life. They kept a land on top. They kept both on top. Okay, yeah, wow. Three, we can block. Well, we can tap that on block 1. So we're technically still dead. No, we're way more than that here. What? We need to get rid of Monument, but how do we do that? This 5-6 damage. They need to literally miss the monument ability. Okay. In this game we have the mana actually. That plant. Kinda weird because... But we have a lot of early games. We just need to draw the other part of our deck. Where is interaction? Just swing boat. I assume they're gonna kill one, but it's fine. Okay, no play. That's great. Fine. Well, we just... It's not like we have a choice even. So, I mean, we could just draw from the sweep, but that seems like a waste. This adds to the board whatever they play with tap down attack next turn. This is how this deck is intended to curve out. So either a land or them playing a creature. Like even not playing a creature, we could just try to draw. Oh, you do need a target, never mind. You would need to do it on ours then, but... Fine, so we can still get a land, and we have a decent chance of getting a land. Snakeskin doesn't really help them that much, and I think they're dead on board now. The summons works like that, you don't need to play summons first. But anyhow, it's lethal without it. Okay, burn compared to the first game, but first game we were mana screwed. Oh, the keep again, we're trying to get lands, but 1-drop into 2-drop or 1-drop into activating the Descendant ability. I'm just gonna activate. Get the value while we can. Still haven't seen our sieges. The blue one we don't want to see right now, but okay. That card is pretty good. Might be worth killing, although we'll get a big hit in. And this doesn't attack. Yeah, I'll just kill it. Fine. It's a little bit... I think it ups the efficiency. Using 3 mana here and then we can spread our mana around. We're the aggressor, so right should be okay. Now we could trade that away. Okay, land. I think we trade it away and just make a 1-1. While we can still get value out of it. And now I don't like this play that much. So hope we get a land. So they're gonna kill the Taman, but that's kinda alright. The land is great, so just dragging it out. If we get a land, we can haste it, and that's 6, 9, 10 because of the pump. Okay, this is a little bit different now. If they will let us. Okay. Tap land. Yep. They were missing land drops and they didn't have an answer for the dragon. Do we keep? Huh. Sweep on 4. I think the upside is too high. Plus we have more white. If we get a white source, this is insane. And then we can, like, worst come worst, we draw on 4 if it's another one of these. Okay, there's a white source. It's hard to say no to this upside. Okay, so Siege start making 1/1s. Hopefully it lives. If it's Detainment, we can kill the Detainment. If it's Maneuver, so if they are in white, that would punish us, but it's not like we can play around that. Okay, they're not in white. Well, they do have white mana now. Don't gain that much from tapping it, but we can secure a land for next turn, so I think it might be worth it. Oh, there is a snake skin? No. Okay, so land secured. Pretty good land as well. This is now either double spell or Sage tap is fine. Get a big body. Get a big booty on the table. Also, they are in white as well. Okay, okay. We have counter spell. Is that a big thing? Probably still gonna play that out. Because they have blue up. This is not gonna untap anytime soon. I don't want to kill the monument. Monument requires their whole turn, which is just good for us. I feel like we just tap. I know that's weird because these creatures don't do much, but and this is why I like playing 16, because once we start doing that, we're gonna just run into a lot of lands in this deck. Probably just wider. 3 damage kills everything but Sage, but we can then, if they happen to have, if they were in the same pot happen to have the assault, that's actually good for them. But here we just basically, well, I guess I could pump this, that's 6, that's lethal, right? Okay, we can aggro. We can aggro pretty well. Huh. What is that? That's a little bit rough. I think we gotta keep, but with these hands, summons has, I mean, it has, it makes sense in this deck, but it might be just not worth it. Okay, land is great. Strike Master on 2 is rough. Fine with the trait. There was an argument to run this out. Okay, they are attacking. Do I just kill it? More efficient. We could just kill whatever they run out next. I mean, it goes both ways. Quarry Steel. Ah, they have another play. Okay, this might be over. We can kill Quarry Steel, but that's insane tempo already. Let's see what they do. They're thinking about it. Yep. Okay, I'm killing Corey Steel still. We kind of have to. I'm really tempted to draw. I'm gonna kill the Corey Steel. I mean, I know they have 3 cards, but yes. I'm like trading 1 damage for 3 damage. We run Siege out on team or... There's an exhale. Okay, interesting. Without... They don't play the dragon out. I know they deal 5 damage. And have Tawny. Makes sense maybe if they had another play in hand already. Bro. They're on 20. This doesn't do anything. It's like we're getting a little unlucky. It is true that this deck really needs 4th land and 16 is a little bit rough, but with all the cantrips and all... So I could attack, we go really low, like with this. So maybe just go for the blockings. Like triple block and a single block. We guess, no, that, well, this 2 die, that's actually, I think it has to be that. We have to go for the upside. Otherwise 3 creatures die. This is only 2 creatures die, which is actually not that bad for us then. Depends what they have. Okay, there's a land. So we could go this, push trillion damage through. But here I think it's just safer to run summons into Devotee. We take the trade. And we're super low, so I like the 1/1 back. More dragon storms, that gets them closer to dragons. This gets, like, if they get a dragon, that's insane for them. But okay, we got something going now. 1 turn open. We do it now. Okay, that's not that bad. So this, and 1 attacks. It's 4, 7 plus 2. It's 9. I think we gotta go for the kill next turn. Okay. I think we go for it. Yeah, they're pass blockers. Phew, what a game. I mean, we got super lucky, but we haven't seen many dragons, and them cycling the dragon. There was... I'm not sure. They probably didn't have the Dragonstorm though, right? So that made some sense if they had another play. Monument, 2-drop, okay. And all colors of mana. So gotta fetch white or blue, but probably white. Okay, that's annoying. So I'm going this one. Just because we contest the Descendant. Shock Brigade, okay, so a dedicated. Well, we gotta pick a land here. A dedicated Boros. Cannot get red. Even though red allows us to double spell. If we don't get a land, I want a bird. I'm still getting white. But it is actually a pretty decent play if we don't get a land. I do want a land, or maybe we just want to sweep to find a land. So it's just for these two. We needed a white or a blue source. Red source would be by far the best draw. Removal here is, well, a 1-mana removal is bad if they have a play, but otherwise fine. Always block. Well, I mean, it is what it is. We got punished. Got really punished, so I could make 1/1s, but that seems bad. I could go bird, just kill that, but then they have good attack here. Well, I could kill that and then strike on the defense, which is somewhat awkward, but rather kill the Bolt Master. I could have killed that and then Bolt Master, but I'm thinking like if they pump, otherwise we just make the trade. We don't need to use that, or just draw instead. Because we don't need to be proactive here. That's the idea, right? If they really want to attack, they need to pump, and it means that's more tempo efficient for us. Okay, they'll play it conservatively, but that's fine. I'll still draw. Oh, the Pack Beast. Okay. We'll still draw. Play the land too early, but it's not like I want to take a land. And this can get me Exhale back. Tap and get a 2-drop. No, I did mess up for sure for playing a land out, but okay. Pretty bad. I don't think we'll have time. And we can leave it on the defense, at least. Someone's face fails at in aggro matchups often. Funny is they did it here, but not last turn. But I guess they had a different play in mind. Yeah, too many pack beats. This would be hard to beat either way. I could go this and that, but it's whatever. Could also attack. Maybe we get somewhere like that. We give them value though, but fine. Jump. I think we're in such a bad spot that we kind of need something. None of the draws are that great, so it needs to be a combination of spells. And even this only trades on the blocks. So we need a removal first. We can put a removal on top, draw it. Because we need to kill bearer, which is insanely bad for us either way. But they have the final rush. Okay, then it's over. Perfect Boros. This is why Boros is by far the best decks if it gets the cards, because it's impossible to beat these combinations of cards. Not dead, but we're dead. Next turn. Okay, that maybe keeps us. I mean, we don't have a better play here. It's either that or die. Get exhale. Okay. And now, if I kill Bearer, we block, take this, block that, we go to 1. Probably that's better. Probably. I don't know, that's our only shot and it's so far-fetched. Yeah, we're still dead to that. I don't think there was an out versus that. That was a close game, if you think about it, but it just had a perfect hand. Okay, this is definitely a mole. So any land is actually really good, but we can just straight up lose. Going to 5 is rough, so I'm gonna keep that. Ditch. A Downbreaker. No worries, draw. Well, it might not be that bad if we get land still, but we really need a land. Yeah. Okay, opponent is missing land drops. I'm going King Guard in case they have removal. So we missed a land drop for a turn, but they also missed a land drop. Okay. There's our land. We just push the most damage through here. Could set up for a double spell, but I think I like this more. Let's just push damage through. Have still strike to potentially contest other creatures. This gives us a messenger now. We don't want this on top, obviously. Here I'm just going land, so blue. Could attack all. Or could King Guard attack this? They trade. I might just trade here. Keeping that versus bigger creatures. We don't need mana that badly. And I could push damage through, which is 4. Not worth it. Okay. If 5-4. Let's still dice to the strike. Well, here we just go. Cannot double spell with that. Yeah, so let's just tap it down. Feel like this is too, yeah, it's too risky. We need a land next turn. Otherwise I would keep it, but yeah. Because we're almost, if we get this and this in the same turn, that's also pretty good. We can make flyers. But it's it's gonna be hard to make this cheaper. Devotee. Okay, so this is not enough to haste it in. We could haste. Also doesn't work. Well, in theory it works. It's not really that much damage. Listen, make flyers. But I think we push the damage through. Because now this on a flyer. And if it's only a big dragon, Okay, that's reach plus another creature, but 3, 4. No, we have them. That. Okay. Man, we're having these rough hands where I don't know, is this a keep? I guess the upside is high enough and we have 2 plays we can make. I'm gonna start with that because the upside is so high. And if we miss a... like, we don't get a token either way, right? And here we push maybe more damage through. Okay, so there's a land. Could be that we just kill it here. I guess we could make a 1-1. 1-1 because they probably trade either way. So we get some value out of this end. And not like a 2-2 can... yeah, because then basically this also lives. Will they take it? Interesting. I mean, if we get a red source, we can double spell. Junt. Okay, that's a good kill. Well, a good kill. Can bring it back. So do I ever descend and pump and try to kill it for... we traded with a leopard? That's so tempo inefficient. Like, it could be still that we just... like, we push 2 damage through, they kill it, then... yeah, they get it back, but... then we might get here. I think we gotta do it. And I know they can kill it, but that limits their mana a little bit. This doesn't start attacking immediately. This card is, by the way, completely crazy versus aggro. For reasons. Well, it's just a good card either way. They're pretty lucky they were able to cast it there. What happens if I attack pump? I do have this instant speed though. I could just set up. I think that's fine. Let's go wider, we have the rush. Oh, they go cruel truth. Well, now we kill the leopard, right? Let them cook first. Because otherwise they just get that back. I mean, maybe they didn't recognize it. This was more efficient for them mana-wise, so I can see that play being also in their head. But they didn't want to trade the leopard, so I think they got it. Phew. I mean, okay. Okay, Oppo. Play this out. Man, the bombs in this format are so swingy, but fine. I mean, you gotta live with that. That they go bombs go both way. Can you whiff? What's that? Detainment. That's not really a whiff. So make the creatures. We have to get really lucky here. We do have a chance. They are a complete pile. But at least we push 4 damage, then what, 8 damage next turn. Bro! I'm offended. Well, it's fine, it's fine. I'm tilting a little bit because you know how it is. But ultimately, these things go both ways. Sometimes you end up on the good side of the variance. And this time we're just on the worst part of it. I think we're safe to concede. We cannot even double spell. We haven't seen a lot of sieges, but okay. We take the... Wait, what is this? 5 wins? 11 to 11. Okay, okay. I'm sorry for maybe being grumpy in this run. This was tilting. But thank you so much for watching.